is your faith in God? Give us one of your war stories, Shima.
All right, one of the war stories that have always stuck with me was a 21-year-old young man. All right, man. I was called to the house after multiple exorcisms had been done. I mean, multiple. No one else, everybody else was, they was trying to commit him and all this stuff, but the parents knew better. I mean, stuff don't fly around in your house if someone's crazy. I'm just saying, you can be as crazy as you want to be, but you're not throwing stuff off the walls and sliding stuff across rooms. I mean, that's the type of crazy that, no. And they called me in, and when I went in there, I expected to see a person on a bed. You usually go in, they're tied to a bed, something like that. No. This kid was up on the walls. He had his fingers stuck through the ceiling. I mean, stuck through it. And his toes. And I don't even know how that's possible. It was just like a dog hanging there growling. I had to pull him down off the wall. Because the guys that were trying to help me pull him down, he was throwing them right and left. But he couldn't hit me because I didn't believe he did. He could, It's really your belief system. And I knew he couldn't touch me, therefore he couldn't. So I got him down off the wall, got him down on the bed. I took some cord, I cut cords actually off the TVs that were in the room. I cut cords off lamps, TVs, and I tied him down. And then I started the exorcism. This exorcism lasted 2 days. And I'm not talking about just, you're there for a couple hours and you go out and you eat and all this. I'm talking 24 hours a day for 2 days, 48 hours. I mean, there was no leaving him because it was going to kill him. He'd already said it. He'd already said, I'll damn him to hell before you get him back. So I couldn't leave him. I mean, if I took a bathroom break, I had priests praying while I did that. I mean, that's how bad it was. But in the end, we exorcised the demon. And it ended up, the weird thing was, after it was all over with and the young man got better, because I asked him, I said, how do you think this happened? Because that's not something that just happens to anyone. Not that kind of demonic, stuff. I said, how, because I knew he had to do something. That's a door that has to be open. Not that amount of demonic activity. And he goes, well, I did play with my little sister on a Ouija board. And they had a guy, his name was Dirk. I don't even know what a Dirk is, but that was the name it gave him, Dirk. And was asking for help and all this, and said it was like a 5-year-old little boy, and they was trying to help Dirk get out of the board, and Dirk got out of the board and got him. Because it wasn't a Dirk, it was a devil. Yeah.
What about his sister?
It didn't bother her. I don't know why. I think he was really good. He was getting ready to go into the priesthood. And I think that's why it went for him instead of her. Because she was like an 8-year-old kid and he was, 21 years old and getting ready to, he was devoting his life to God. He was getting ready to join the priesthood.
So he was about to join priesthood, but he played with the Ouija board.
Well, it was his little sister playing with it. And he was like, oh, and she's like, oh, it's just a game, and a lot of people think it's sold. I mean, it's sold out there as a game for children. It's not a game. You're asking entities, whether they be spirits or demons, you're asking them to come into you, to come and interact with you. Once you give that out, something's coming. It might not come the minute you ask, but it's coming. I mean, you can't ask a demon to come play and expect it not to.
It's a door you cannot close.
Oh, you can't close it. You open it. You open it willingly. He thought it was a joke. He thought it was a game. And he was like, oh, you're talking to spirits. And he was trying to prove her she was wrong. That you don't talk to spirits and stuff like this. He was trying to show her, oh, there's nobody coming through. All this. That's the only reason he played. But by him trying to prove it to her, he actually played the game. And therefore, it jumped into him because he was going to join the priesthood. And after he got exorcised, he is still a member of the priesthood to this day.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. He devoted his life to God after that.
So during the 2-day period,
Yeah.
was it just one demon that you had to pull out of him or multiple demons?
Oh, there was multiple demons in him. I mean, you know, when you're with Ouija boards and stuff, it's not just one thing. Every time someone uses that board and is asking someone a question, it's a different thing. I mean, it's multiple demons, and they're all just waiting. And, you know, people can play with them and say, oh, nothing will ever get me. But you know what? You're not old enough yet. Wait till it's in the best part of your life, because that's when it's going to hit you. I know people that played with a Ouija board when they were 8 years old, and they were 36 before they ever had anything happen to them. But when they were 36, they were getting happily married, and they were pregnant, and all their life was coming true. Demons got plenty of time. Our time's not their time. They're going to get you when they can hurt you the most.
Or when you're most vulnerable.
Yeah. And when you're the happiest, that's when they're going to hit you.
Can you also break down the Zuzu demon and the Perzuzu demon during this process?
Yes. A Zozo demon is a weaker demon. It'll talk to you. It'll move things. It'll try to get you to interact with it. Often it pretends to be a child, a small child, and everyone wants to help a kid. I need my mom. You know, they do stuff like that. Can you help me? Can you help me find my family? I'm stuck here. And then they feel sorry for it, and they start talking to it. All right, that demon leads them to a Pazuzu demon, which is a possessing demon. Now, once you start talking to it, you've opened a door that it can jump straight in and kick your soul out, and it's in you. Well, your soul's in there, but it's like crushed, you know. But you see everything it does. And that's the thing, even with people I've exorcised, the one thing that people that I'm still in touch with, maybe 30 years later, say to me, is they never forgot seeing what it did when they were screaming inside, you know. And no matter that it's all over and done with, they still haven't got that picture out of their mind. That, you know, you're in your body and you're screaming and you're seeing it like hurting a child or killing an animal or just hurting people. I mean, doing all kind of evil crap. And the evil that they felt, the darkness, and I've had people after 30 years tell me that I still feel that darkness. Not that they feel it in them, but they can't shake it. That it was worse than any movie, any like Exorcist that you see, anything like that on TV. They say it was so much worse because when you come back, you're not all the way back. You still have all those memories, and they act like they have no memory of it on these shows. They absolutely remember everything that happened. They just wasn't in control. And I'm sorry, but that's kind of hard to live with sometimes. You know, when you've hurt like babies and people and animals, and you know, you weren't in control of your body, but it's still you. You know?
So the best thing to do is stay away from the Ouija board.
The best thing to do is children shouldn't play with dead things. Stay away from Ouija boards, stay away from mirrors, Bloody Mary, all that stuff, because really, I mean, do you all want a demon to come forward? You want to play with a Ouija board and the thing you saw in the movie The Exorcist come out on you? Do you want that? No. No one does. They think it's a joke. Well, you know what? The devil thinks you're a joke. Because you're dumb enough to play with it. So the best thing you can teach your kids is don't mess with evil. I mean, the devil's no plaything. And he's going to hurt you, and he's going to hurt you bad. And maybe not right when you ask, but he's got his own agenda, his own timeline. He knows what he's doing and when he's doing it. But you just gave him an okay. Once you give him an okay, he's going to come. I mean, I don't care. I don't care if you're 50. Or 60, he's still coming. And probably he can do the most damage when you have grandchildren in your house or your great-grandchildren in your house. He can hurt you the most. He'll make you hurt them. And he can. That's what possessed people do. They can't control their body. Something else is in control.